Here we are then. Let's get to work. Let me know when you're finished over there. The camp's coming together nicely, I think. Time for a break, maybe? Alright then, let's. Just tell me whenever you want to stop. The camp's coming together nicely, I think. Alright then. The camp's coming together nicely, I think. We can have a chat while we catch our breath. You came to Minato from the west, didn't you? Along the mountain path. That means you must have walked right around the foot of the secret mountain. That's what we call it. But people from Minato don't venture that way anymore. It was a sacred place for the hunters of old, much like the Spirit Isle, I think. But I've never heard of any settlements or trucks that way. I suppose the weather's too inhospitable. Sometimes you see clouds of kocho fluttering around the mountainsides, though. It is pretty, but creepy in a way, too. They're called eternity ringlets, that particular type of kocho. I suppose because they gather by the injured and the dead. In the old days, some people even thought that humans and kemono turned into kocho when they died. Anyway, ready to get back to work? Let's get this camp finished off. Let's leave it there for today, shall we? Another one? They're getting very frequent lately.
Really? Interesting.
It was like a moving mountain. Honestly, I've never seen such a huge and terrifying kimono.
It reminds me of something I read in the records from centuries ago. A giant kimono ripped across the land. The castle, the town, the people, all were swallowed in rock. If this is the same creature, it would explain the frequent tremors we've been experiencing recently. Even the strange behavior we observed in the other kimono could be traced back to this giant.
All my life I've lived in Minato, and I had no idea such a kimono lived so close.
Well, kimono only stray outside of their territory in exceptional circumstances, and they rarely show themselves to us. Remember, all kimono, no matter how big or small, are sustained by the same energy, celestial thread. And since celestial thread is ubiquitous, they have no need to wander in search of it.
But Dad, why has this kimono... Could it be because there's no thread left in its territory, perhaps?
Yes, that's my hypothesis too. I believe our giant is hungry, due to some great change in the flow of thread in its environment. Now, we recently flooded our town with celestial thread by restoring the karakuri on the spirit isle. So, unfortunately, we've made Minato look rather appetizing.
But that's terrible. That means this kimono is going to expand its territory this way and swallow us up.
I wish I could fault your logic, and I'm afraid we can't reverse what we've done. I had a nagging feeling that something might go wrong, but not this wrong. If only I had investigated the possible outcomes more thoroughly.
No one's to blame. None of us could have anticipated this. We didn't know anything. Wait. Didn't you say you'd encountered this bear once before? Heading from the sacred mountain towards Minato?
Oh. So that means it comes from a habitat to the north. And you're saying it was on the move even before our work at the ruins? But no, we don't have time to be pondering the cause. We must decide how to act, and quickly. Are you serious? I realize your hunting skills are exceptional, but no single person could dispatch a beast of that size! Even if everyone in town pulled together, the best we could hope to do is give it a nasty surprise to begin with before... No, come on, Suzuna. You owe it to Minato to fix this. Think now. Going along the Harugasumi Way, its enormous bulk will mean it has to descend into the river. If we can position Karakuri along the bluff, we might be able to defeat it before it hits the town. I think that's the only workable strategy at this point. I'll talk to the elders about preparing the necessary karakuri. What I need you to do is buy us some time. Without a chance to prepare, I'm afraid we're doomed.
I wonder if I could... Sorry, I need to go and test something. Meet me later at the forge.
It's going to take all we've got to overcome this threat. The town needs your help now more than ever. Believe me, I'm doing everything I can think of.
Good. You're here.
If we can't live in Minato.
Sorry to run off in the middle of a conversation like that, but I had an idea that couldn't wait. I'll come straight to the point. I need some kimono materials, and I need them fast. I started playing around with some new innovations after all the karakuri came back to life, you see. And I think I might have come up with a weapon we can use to fight that giant kimono. It's clearly a rock kimono of some kind, isn't it? Did you notice how its body was covered in deep crevices? And how kocho were fluttering around those parts? In the same sort of way that they swarm over the corpses of kimono, or their wounds. Well, if those crevices are wounds too, they could be weak points. And with my new weapon, we could target them from the ground. Which is why I really need those materials. I'm basically after a large quantity of iron sand. More than we have time to dig out of the ground, though. But I've remembered that Nobu mentioned a rumor about a kimono that scatters iron sand. I'm sorry to be asking yet another favor, but do you think you could help?
Are you here just for help? What a terrible I have heard the dreadful news of this earth-breaking bear that threatens Minato. The wise walk, the long path to avoid danger. But Togahime has asked for my help personally. So I intend to provide all the gunpowder I can find in my stock. Though how effective it will prove, I cannot say. There is an old saying, when all weapons are gone, our bare hands remain. Remember that. And whatever happens, I wish you fortitude.
That one.
Oi. You're not heard the news. Sounds like we're sailing into a real storm. I've seen how seriously you and the sensei are taking it. And I'll pitch in any way I can. Although, to be honest, all I can really do to help is get you manpower. But if you think of anything else, just shout. I'll do my best for you. Need me for something else? Iron sand? Ah! You're talking about the Tsunatsuzumi. Yeah, you see those Gritdogs on the shore of the Spirit Isle from time to time. If you're looking for one, I can show you a place where they often seem to gather.
Is it a kemono or a mountain?
How goes the gathering? Whatever it takes, we have to stop that Earthbreaker. You've got them already? This is exactly what I need. Arigato. I should be able to put the weapon together now. It won't take long. This is a matter of personal pride. I'm going to make the greatest weapon you've ever seen in the shortest time imaginable. Blacksmith's honor. I really don't know how effective my weapons will be against that huge creature.
All right. How are your preparations going? I don't remember the last time I was this busy. But at least we're more or less ready now. The karakuri are being installed as we speak. Along the route I predicted the Kuninarashi will take, following the old Blossom Trail. It's somewhat hobbled together by people working outside their areas of expertise, but it's the best we can manage. I've had to work the carpenter's fingers to the bone. But everything should be in place the next time the giant Earthbreaker stirs. The Crimson Treasury has supplied an assortment of forbidding items too. I'm a little curious as to why Kogyoku had so much gunpowder in stock, to be honest. Still, ignorance is zen, as they say. Best to just accept it graciously and avoid asking too many questions. I know the wretched creature is only searching for sustenance, but we have to protect our own interests and lives. This is a battle we cannot afford to lose. That's why we've pulled out all the stops. But now, it all falls to you. I'm delighted to hear you sounding so confident. Perhaps the new weapon Natsume has developed has something to do with that. Still, anything could happen out there. Make sure you have all the right equipment in full working order. Oh, and Togahime wanted to speak with you. I suggest you show your face before we're plunged into battle.
Seeing you here.
Your efforts put me to shame. They will be laughing at me now, in what should have been my family home. I see the citizens are expending every effort for our town. Yet you are charged with the most onerous task. Are you ready for the battle ahead? In that case, may I take a moment of your time? There's something I would like to explain before you head into battle. I have been seeking assistance for Minato, but every clan is embroiled in the wars raging to the west. All have refused me outright. Even my own Ago clan offer no support. None of them, including the head of the clan, my father, have the slightest interest in Minato. In their eyes, it is worthless, good only for its inevitable destruction by Kemono, the fate they hope I, its steward, will share. Forgive me, none of that is your concern. I am powerless to do anything but circulate through the town and offer encouragement to the citizens. To my shame, I do not even have a sword, so I have no choice but to implore you, an outsider, to shoulder the burden of Minato's destiny. Please lend us your strength. Lend my home your strength.
It's on the move!
Well, the cannon is ready for action. I just hope it holds out. It's never seen a battle like this before. I wish that Kemono would leave us alone. But it's too late for wishes now. Good luck.
This is it! Yosh! Clear the decks! Buy us the time we need. I know you can do it. got the flying vines we use for scouting. Might come in useful.
It must be the giant bear Kimura. The old Blossom Trail is being completely flooded with celestial thread. That means we should be able to make use of more karakuri than usual. Finally, something we can turn to our advantage.
All right, we're there. Crossbows loaded and ready. You'll finally have some well-deserved support.
it's over!
I can feel the tremors trying to force me. It pains me that this bird is also smiling. Only you can save me.
That's it! Now the next round! Hurry!
This might actually work! Muzzing! Run! Take cover!
What an extraordinary beast!
We're out of options. You're not serious.
If all the catapults are wrecked, we've had it!
If it reaches us, we're finished. You have to slay the thing before that happens. It's all on you now, Chief.
You're our last line of defense! Is it?
Did we win? Oh. Oi! Oi! Everyone! We won! We won!
Now please let that be the end of it.
Perhaps I underestimated you.
I'm so relieved you made it back safely after a battle like that. Ujishige-san told me what you did. Defeating that giant kemono on your own when all the defenses we'd prepared were spent. Togahime has asked to see you. She didn't say why. I imagine she'd like a report on the successful defeat of the kemono. I'll be at the forge if you need me. I have a cannon to repair.
This sake will be languishing in its flask if it wasn't for your efforts. So here's to you, Chief. Goodbye.
Minato is saved. What a magnificent service you have done for us. I dare not imagine what might have come to pass were it not for you. As steward of Minato, I shall be forever in your debt. I wish to reward your efforts somehow, but... I see. Your temperance is to your credit. Now, as I am sure you are aware, I am afforded no influence over matters here in Minato at all. What can I possibly do? Ah, of course! Ichi!
You called, Hime-sama?
The festival of returns of which you once spoke. Is now not the time for Minato to celebrate again? When Great Kimono would pass, the town would come together to honor the beast and release its spirit. Would they not?
Indeed, Hime-sama. An excellent idea, I'm sure. Allow me to discuss the matter with the elders. I believe they may favor the suggestion, especially since the revival of the karakuri has stimulated such an interest in the ways of old.
Good. I have made a very fine proposal, I think. And should it come to pass, I wish you much fun and excitement. Arigato. That will be all. We will make all the necessary arrangements for the festivities. I am sure you ought to rest.
You're enjoying the festivities, I hope. Records suggest the last time this Festival of Returns occurred was more than 100 years ago. But at that time, the supply of celestial thread from the Spirit Isle was already faltering. So it must be even longer since the festival has taken place properly. I intend to, shortly. I was just doing some research on the Kuninarashi. It seems that Earthbreaker had been dormant for a good 10 years in the region north of here. It must have covered quite some ground, passing the sacred mountain and continuing southeast along the Blossom Trail, perhaps in search of celestial thread. I can only presume the arduous journey took its toll, resulting in those fissures the Kocho were swarming over. And finally, the great beast succumbed to human hunters. I suppose it failed to find a suitable feeding ground. Either that or celestial thread levels all over Azuma are waning. There was a terrible war here in this region about 15 years ago. Great forests burned and there was a mass territorial expansion as many Kemono sought new habitats, which is what drove humans out. If the changing flow of celestial thread is going to result in renewed Kemono unrest across the entire region, then, well, I'll continue my research, and you continue to exercise caution when you're out hunting. Ah, Natsume was looking for you.
As an outsider, some people were a little wary of you before, but everyone will have to accept you now. Trust me, most of us in Minato welcome people from elsewhere with an open mind. After all, most of the town's residents were outsiders once upon a time. In ancient times, there were lots of hunters living across Azuma, and they all helped each other out. Then later, when the samurai rulers gained power, this area became a province overseen by a shugo governor. The samurai slowly pushed hunters further east until they were left with nowhere to go but Minato, here on the eastern edge of the region. Generations of hunters have lived here, mixing with others who fled to Minato to escape difficult lives under the samurai. And now you've arrived, with your amazing ability to conjure and control karakuri. Perhaps you're the person Minato has been waiting for, come to rescue us from our plight. It's funny, really. You just came here looking for stronger prey, but you've already saved us twice. I can't thank you enough. Anyway, have you been enjoying the festival? The Rite of Returns will be starting soon at the altar. I'm glad. Shall we head over to the altar together? power liberates the soul, the beast's spirit will return to the heavens and rest until it's reborn in a new body. It's one of Minato's oldest rites.
It's a load of old hokum. Forget the next life. There's enough to worry about in this one. Isn't that right, Chief? Oh. Is that?
The bird of auspice. It's flying so close. It can only be a good omen for our town. Minato will prosper like it once did. Even more, perhaps.
Forgive me for intruding. Are you awake? There is a matter of some urgency I must discuss with you. Allow me once again to express my heartfelt gratitude for your exploits. Your courage saved Minato from devastation. But I confess, my blood ran cold yesterday night at the sight of the kemono flying overhead. I had not known the citizens of Minato call that kemono Amaterasu, the bird of auspice. I wish that its appearance truly were auspicious, but I fear that Minato is rarely so fortunate. Our near misadventure with the Earthbreaker has again made me wonder what more I can do for the town. I had already been consulting with trusted kin on the matter. They suggested bolstering town defenses, since there is a very real prospect of further attacks. Consequently, I have summoned carpenters of the renowned Tsuruhashi clan from the capital. They are skilled at building large structures and well versed in the use of karakuri. I share your excitement. It will bring great strength to our town. There is, however, one matter that troubles me. Ordinarily, one would travel here from the capital across the sea, but I am told the Southern Ocean is too perilous at present. The clan must therefore arrive by land, a journey due to take them through the Akikure Canyon. The land there was laid to waste by war, and as kemono increased in number, the canyon was sealed shut. I have arranged for it to be reopened so the carpenters may pass. But as a precaution, I would ask that you meet them there and provide escort. Good, then I know they will arrive safely. Now, if you will excuse me, I have further preparations to make.
You're here. Perfect timing. I've just put the finishing touches on a new prototype I was hoping you could try out for me. Actually, it's a weapon you already know. The hand cannon I put together for you to fight the giant bear. But I let you down then because it broke in battle. Such a vital weapon, too. I feel like I failed as a blacksmith. So I've been improving it and refining it to be more reliable. I've just completed the work. And I've taken the opportunity to get another new weapon ready as well. I really think I've done good work this time. If you don't mind, I'd love to hear your thoughts. They say the canyon is teeming with mighty kemono nowadays. Make sure you're properly equipped, alright? Which one are we talking about? Metalwork is so much fun, don't you think? Oh yes, there's something I was hoping you might do for me. Could you collect some lava buck materials? I've got so many good ideas, but not enough materials to make them. My head's spinning. This is the least I can do to help Minato. I'm just sorry I can't do it without putting more on your plate. Yoshiki-san asked me to make some karakuri-driven farm equipment for the Guild of Farmers. It's not like making weapons, but it's still fun and challenging in its own way. And I think I can use some of these ideas for weaponry later.
Oh, sorry to interrupt. Just wondering how you were getting on with fixing those harpoons?
Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. I'll come to pick them up at the dock later if you could get them all together.
Domo, that'd be great. Now, let me guess. You were just going on and on about karakuri? Don't you ever get tired of them?
Tired of karakuri? I've never really thought about it. I just want Minato to flourish like he used to. And karakuri are the key to that. And now that we have this amazing hunter in town, I feel sure that we're closer to my goal than ever before.
You haven't changed a bit since you were a little shrimp.
Yes. So, about those materials, you should find lava bags on the Spirit Isle. I know I can rely on you to handle something like this.
The last war in these parts was a dreadful. You may examine anything in as much detail as you please before you decide. Perhaps you were hoping. You do make me sad sometimes.
I'm getting too old.
Learn to make some new stuff, if you can. Did you know?
Your timing couldn't be better. The Southern Ocean is as rough as... You want to know what's still to do? Here's the list. All right. Bye for now.
Good hunter.
If I might ask, the town requires some materials from a kemono that can be found on the Spirit Isle. They're to be delivered directly to Suzuran-sensei. I can offer a meager reward, I'm afraid, but I would be very grateful for your help. We greatly appreciate your offer of assistance.
Seeing you ahead. Do you hear it? The cry.
Not in the business.
How are you holding up? Togahime asked you to do something for her? Then do your duty.
Oh, I suppose I should say, いらっしゃい. You must have seen the karakuri springing to life all over Minato. The karakuri of this old bathhouse have done the same. When the elders said they wanted to revive this place, I put my name forward as the attendant. Something to keep my mind occupied. I felt a fondness for this poor, neglected sanctuary as soon as I saw it. Before the karakuri were working again, I mean. So, this is my new job, and I plan to work hard at it. The waters are ready whenever the mood takes you. I was thinking, with Minato's karakuri working again, you can probably use your karakuri around town now too, can't you? I imagine that flying vine would come in very useful. That's clearly done you some good. See you again.